lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Beyond.
What?
Oh, Jack! Come on, you have to know that. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 154. I'm your host, Greg Miller, alongside Guides Guru Colin Moriarty.
Marie Antoinette.
Oh, God. We'll save that. You're like, it's fun to watch. I love it when you get angry about stuff because
Yeah.
you don't let it go.
No.
You're very much a pit bull about this. You
Yeah.
latch on, and that's what you're going to talk about nonstop. I don't know. What we need, I didn't get ahead. I've been very busy. This week has been very hectic. What is Jack's nickname going to be?
Poor man Clements.
A poor man's Clements? A more colorful Ryan Clements, Jack DeVries, with your rainbow hair.
Quite literally.
Yeah. Well, it's true because you have his glasses going.
Also,
too.
I swear more.
Yes, but you're not going to do that today.
No.
Okay, good. And newest super fan of IGN, the one and only Mike Mitchell.
That's right. What's going on, guys?
Not much. How are you?
I'm well.
Mike Mitchell, how did you come to be here? Not every fan gets invited on Podcast Beyond. I think
right.
you're the second one on Beyond ever.
Second one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we had a good time on Monday night. Came away with a tough loss, but yeah, it was a good time. Tailgated, did all that stuff.
I was hoping you'd leave it very ambiguous so no one would know.
You're the host.
Yeah, no, you've done great. Yes, if everyone remembers, Mike is a Podcast Beyond super fan. He is the one who is in the NCAA Dynasty with us, or me, I guess I'm the only one who does it. And then also, Mike.
You don't even do it anymore.
Mike was the one who's going to come on Podcast Beyond. He'd gotten the invite. Me and Colin were wasted at the little event over there at 21st Amendment.
Yes.
Mike was like, "I want to be on Beyond tomorrow." We said, "Sure, come on in." And then Mike didn't come in. Why didn't you come in?
There was some technical issues with my phone. Yeah, it was just didn't work out.
He didn't know if we were serious.
I didn't know if you were serious.
And then he
Well, you
emailed
said
us,
email.
but then he didn't get the email until it was too late.
Okay. Well, I
So
guess
then
that's
he
good.
felt bad.
Yeah. What did he do, Colin?
And what did you do, Mike?
Yeah, invited you guys to the Saints and the 49ers game.
Monday Night Football.
I know. Never been to a
Free
Monday night game.
tickets. Now, the tickets alone, enough to knock me and Colin's socks off. We invited Hillary Goldstein, too, who sends his regrets that he can't be on this podcast.
Ryan, you missed out, by the way.
Yeah, Ryan, of course, missed out because he had to go to Japan. Oh, look at me, everybody. I'm an anime
RPGs.
character. And we were excited to go to the game, no matter what. But then Mike's all talking about this tailgate he's going to throw. He picks us up. He wouldn't let us pay for anything. Picks us up. We get there. He's got all sorts of amazing burgers, amazing hot dogs, cheese platters. He's got beer. He's got whiskey. He's got everything.
I know. We drank that whole bottle of whiskey, didn't we? It wasn't a very big bottle of whiskey, but I was pretty buzzed before we even got into that game.
Yeah, it was an amazing day. It was an amazing.
I had
And then the
never-
seats. We're 11 seats.
I
We're
know
11
the
rows
seat-
back from
The seats are insane. You can find them on Twitter or my Facebook or whatever. The seats are. I've never been to a Monday night game. I've never had seats even remotely that close to the field, and I've never tailgated quite that professionally before.
You're an amazing man, Mike Mitchell.
I know that was
That's how we roll out here.
and that was really the nicest thing anyone's ever done.
We said it there, and now we'll do it officially on the show. You moved from being a super fan to a super friend.
Yes.
Oh.
Isn't that cute?
Jackie has my real phone number.
Wow.
He's coming to watch the Monday night Bears Packers
Are you
game.
gonna let
next
him
week
into your
on
house?
Sunday. Yes, I would have.
Wow.
He dropped me off at my house. He dropped us all off, which is
I know, that's-
also rather insane.
I know.
He drove us to the game, Jack. He picked us all up at work. Then he drove Hillary home to Hillary's south suburb home, and then he drove me back downtown. Then he drove Colin all the way out, and then he drove home to Oakland.
Wow.
Like, it's not like any of this was on his way.
Well, I mean, it was like 11:30, 12. I'm not going to have you guys sit on the bus for an hour.
Yeah.
So he's ballin' and a gentleman.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
This
an
is-
amazing human being.
Yeah, he is. So,
Mike Mitchell.
And now he's here.
You want to give somebody a quick rundown of what exactly you are outside of being a super friend? What do you do for a living?
Well, I work with the Boys and Girls Club of San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I do a lot of good work over there with the kids.
Do they listen to Beyond? Do you make them listen to Beyond?
They probably don't. I hope not.
All right. What's your PSN name?
MJM_007.
All right, cool. How many trophies do you have? What level are you? Give me a level.
Level 14.
Ooh,
13.
that's coming on strong.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. Adam on the PSN. I know Clements doesn't want to do hit of the week anymore.
He's
We
clearly
won't,
hit of the week.
but he is hit of the week.
He's clearly hit of the week. Early.
Oh, jeez. You want me to do it?
Yeah, sure. You do it now. Let's get the show started properly with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. What's up, Jack? When's the last Beyond you listened to?
When Roper was still here. And
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, probably the Trophy War was the last time I listened to it.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah. All right, good.
When we used to talk a lot of crap,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we lost.
I think breaking today, being Thursday, the day Podcast Beyond posts on IGN.com every day, every week. Man, I'm tired.
Every Thursday.
Dead Rising 2 review is going live today too, by the way. That's why I'm so exhausted. So be looking for that.
Give the man a break.
Little Big Planet 2 has been delayed until January 2011. Nothing. No groans. No shocks.
That was a.
It sucks for the community. I don't really care about the game that much, but
You are crazy.
See, I'm
looks
disappointed
awesome.
because
Yeah.
that really takes a hit out of their whole holiday
It
lineup.
takes a huge bite out of it. I mean, if you're
It's
not
50%.
if you're not a GT5 fan now, I mean, what are you geared up for? From
Sly Cooper?
Yeah, Sly
Sony
Cooper
first
collection.
part. Yes. Okay.
That's not top of my list, dude. That's like Little Big Planet was there, but now it's Sly. And that's all I got. That makes me really sad.
a lot of good third-party stuff coming.
Yeah.
out.
It's going to
Yeah.
be a big third party, but I mean, third party generally doesn't move units the way a first party does. You know what I mean? That's always the big concern is how is the PS3 going to sell? How's the Xbox going to sell? And so now you figure Xbox got reach around. That's been Podcast Beyond episode 150. Yeah.
And they'll get Fable, and then they have Gears next year. But what I was talking to
We
Mike...
have Sony has a huge first.
That's what I was talking to Mike before the podcast, and I was like, 2011 is
told you
already...
not to talk to him about this stuff.
We didn't talk about this. 2011 already looks completely dominant for the PS3, and this only adds to the roster or whatever. Although it comes out the same month Mass Effect 2 comes out, which is going to be problematic.
But it's problematic in a good way.
Yeah, I mean if those are your big problems, then life is pretty good. Yes.
But I mean, on how is it? So are you saying in the new world we live in of video games, is the holiday season no longer as important as it once was? It used to be that's what it was. Remember when like spring and then summer were just dead? Like
Yeah.
there'd be nothing there, and that's not what you see anymore. It's constant now.
Yeah, it was unusual. I thought it was really unusual, actually, spring and summer. But I still think the holiday season is really important.
Yeah.
But
But you're not worried about this.
no, I mean, first of all, Gran Turismo 5 is going to sell like hotcakes, and it's going to push PS3s. And then, like I said, we just have to wait. The lull is almost over. Next year is insane for PS3. We're going to be playing, Killzone 3 and Infamous 2 and all these great games. So, The Last Guardian.
So don't panic, is what you're saying.
No, there's no reason to panic. And in the meantime, it doesn't always have to be first-party games. New Vegas is going to be rad.
Yeah.
I'm playing Castlevania right now. That's really cool. And there's a bunch of other cool games that are coming out.
Dead Rising 2.
Dead Rising. Yeah, we've been messing with Dead Rising 2, which is like strangely rewarding.
Yeah, you like it? Did
Yeah,
you play
I mean,
any last
it's not. Yeah, I played it. Like I got the. Well, I'm not gonna say what I did. I did like the first task, or whatever. I'm a little confused about how the game runs and like what the hell I'm supposed to really be doing.
Yeah. You didn't play the first one?
No,
Okay.
no trophies.
Yeah. that is a problem when the PS3 wasn't out yet.
Yes, yes, that is. Yeah, exactly. It got ported though, didn't it? No.
Never came over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
wish.
think it
I
ported.
wish I'd played again.
Yeah. So I'm not really too worried about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Media Malky will put out a little release there saying that they understand everybody's disappointed. They're disappointed too. It was as usual, very sweet. They're a good company. I like it when the company just owns up that hey, we're upset too, trying to make it better. Mike, were you gonna buy Little Big Planet 2?
Probably.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Are you okay now? Are you worried about the fall lineup here?
I kind of saw this coming. Honestly, I figured they were trying to push it too fast.
Okay.
Yeah, saw it coming.
Maybe I'll start coming to you. You can prognosticate. Tell me what's coming up.
You could also just extrapolate that. I mean, Little Big Planet, the first one was delayed too, although for unforeseen reasons. But
Yeah, but that was like at the last second too.
Well, so
Yeah.
At least the big delay. Anyways.
But yeah. But actually, sorry.
No, we're moving on.
Before we move on, hold on. I think we talked about the holiday season. I think companies moving away from that big holiday rush actually shows a maturity. You market things for children around the holidays, and I think that whereas adults buy whatever they want for themselves the whole year round. So
Yeah, we
spreading
do.
out shows that they are actually marketing more towards us who are now adults and don't need to ask our parents for Little Big Planet 2 around Christmas time and stuff. So I think just in general the gaming industry is kind of like matured enough where we don't have to expect holiday seasons.
That's good.
that was poignant.
Yeah, good job, Jack. I knew I brought you here for a reason, and
There you
not
go.
just the Argyle sweater.
Yes.
That helps.
Yeah.
that raises your credibility.
Thanks.
Netflix is now available from the Cross Media Bar if you live in Canada.
Yeah, what the hell is
We
that
don't
all
live in
about?
Canada. What do you mean? At least it's coming. It's done. It's right around the corner. They say in October for us, so that's big.
Yeah, that's cool. It's
Yeah.
just I was a little disappointed that we didn't get it.
Yeah, but you understand this is the first time Netflix has been in Canada.
Yeah,
that blew my mind.
Yeah.
Netflix is not in Canada?
No, this was this was the first time they've had Netflix in Canada, and on top of that, they don't have the discs yet either. So even if they can join Netflix now and stream it off stuff, but they can't use it off of the normal one where you send it and get discs.
And
Which
I-
is bizarre,
Crazy.
I heard that the instant stream too there is like really really limited even compared to what we have. So
Yeah.
that's a little.
Well, maybe that's why they're starting it there.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Start with a small market, get it working.
Congratulations to our many Canadian listeners. I mean, I know we have a lot of them. And I'm
One
happy
of
to-
those Canadian listeners is none other than David Doel.
Yes.
He messaged me while me and Colin were trying out co-op for Dead Rising, it was just popped up and said Netflix is available, and then I clicked on it, Netflix available in Canada. He asked, "Do you want me to write this up?" I shocked him by saying, "Yes, please do, and take photos. I won't pay you." He sent it back. It went up. He has a published article on IGN. That's how easy it is, ladies and gentlemen, to be a part of IGN. We reward you for being a member of the community. Yes. So remember, Game Over Greggy, gmiller@ign.com, beyond at ign.com, obviously, for any of your questions. Because if you want me to read it every Thursday morning while I'm frantically trying to gather the questions. What else we got here, Colin? Oh, there's a new firmware update.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, awesome. This one is for 3D movies.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's cool though. Like I said though, it primes it for, Killzone 3 and all those other games that will play in 3D as well.
Well, those are already primed though. I thought this was just for Blu-ray movies, right?
Yeah, but I think it's for like Blu-ray playback, so you're going to need that for that's what the article said.
All right, whatever. I didn't read it. I just saw another firmware and downloaded it.
Yeah, I had to download. That sucked yesterday because when we were playing Dead Rising.
Oh my
because we were
God.
playing it on debug, and then I hadn't turned my retail on in a while.
Me neither,
Because
yeah.
I'm playing Castlevania on debug too, and then I had to download the friggin' update, and then you have to install the game.
Yeah.
Which also has myriad load times anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure your review will talk about that.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Don't worry. Yeah, I would stop you if you were going to confuse anything.
Okay.
I can. Don't worry, we're fine. If you want to talk anything about you want with Dead Rising, we can talk about Dead Rising in a little bit. What else we got here? BioShock Infinite. There's a 10-minute demo now available. It looks effing awesome.
Yeah.
You've been watching this?
Yeah.
What do you
I know
think?
It looks amazing. Yeah.
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 All right.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I always like creeping out the new guy. Yeah, but it looks great. That's coming. That's 2012 though.
Yeah, it's far away.
2012.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, is a stacked year.
No?
Just saying. Now, that's what we've been saying about 2011 since the beginning of 2010. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, we'll see soon enough.
We will.
Yeah.
You were right, Colin. It is a light Roper report.
Yeah, man.
There's not too much going. Oh, I like number 10. Jim Riley wrote an impressive piece about Sony's response to the Other OS lawsuit, which can be read on the site.
Yeah. It's good.
That's all it takes to get on the Roper report now?
It's good. It's good because he wrote this on like a Saturday, and
He'd been working on it all weekend. After we went to our steak dinner, he went home and worked on it a little
right,
bit.
exactly, and so it's actually really good because apparently no one's really been talking. Sony's brief is really big, and no one really dug through it. But Jim Riley did
Jim
the
Riley
legwork.
did. News Hound.
And
IGN News Hound.
So you're gonna get a lot of cool little digs from there without having to read the whole brief yourself. So I suggest reading that article. Yes.
Cool. I'm not going to read any of this other stuff. Let's move on. It's all right.
Let me see that.
Mike Mitchell, what do you want to talk about? What do you got for the Roper report? Give me some news. What's going on in here? First off, talk to the fans. What's it like being here after listening for as long as you've
It's
listened?
pretty surreal being in here. These walls are pretty amazing on this fan art.
Yeah, a lot of fan art.
That Sharktopus behind you is kind of creeping me out.
Yeah, the
that's a good
Sharktopus
one.
Game Scoop. I do have to admit, I let some of you down, Beyond fans. We got a big influx of Beyond shirt photos. So I remember if you buy the official Podcast Beyond t-shirt off of Cafe Press, your picture goes on the wall, and I have like 3 or 4 people I need to add, and I have them on my desktop. I did not get them off. Also, there was a lot of emails from people saying, hey, I went to the URL you gave out, and it doesn't work. That's not your shirt anymore. And apparently I'm not a Cafe Press expert like I thought I was, and I guess those links are only good for so long if you buy a shirt there. Like, we don't have a store, Jack. Do you ever use the Cafe Press?
Yeah.
We don't have a store. We just made the shirt and put it up there, and I guess that's been recycled to something else now. So, like, our shirt design is no longer up there. So that's
You have to redo it.
I'll have to redo it and re-add it, and then I'll get it back up there, and then it'll be a different
We'll
tiny
put it on
URL.
the article. For the podcast.
Yeah, I got time to make a new shirt today, Colin.
I'm not saying that. You're not making the new shirt, aren't you? Just
I got to drag a logo on top of a shirt. I'll tell you that much.
you got a little bit of an attitude today, Greg.
It's a long day, and I told you, I needed you. I need you, Colin.
Did you request that your fans take shirts acting like they're hobos? Like
no, Seth
Did you,
Wheeler's photo is not a hobo photo.
he
That's,
lives by the tracks.
He's in
in
Alaska.
Alaska, yeah.
What?
That's all it is train tracks and trees.
brush. Can you
love
see
that
Russia
photo.
from there?
Yeah.
That's it in the background, right?
Yeah, well, it's Sarah Palin's house right there. And then from there, you can see Russia. There's something you didn't read that I think is really important.
Hit me with it. Well, here, before we go, I want to, even though I don't have the photo to post, I look like a girl who went by the code name Bugs Bunny, sending a photo of hers in a Beyond tank top, standing on the top of a giant dirt mound. And she said she was too cheap to buy the real Beyond shirt, so she printed off the logo and stenciled it on a tank top, and then climbed on the top of this dirt mound and took a photo.
Nice.
See more hobo shots, dude. I don't know what your fans are about.
Well, because they spent $600 on the PS3 and now they have no money.
Yep.
Yeah, the one thing you missed I thought was interesting was the Bobby Kotick quote about that California Games lawsuit. You didn't find that interesting? No?
What's the Activision's against violent video game laws as well?
Yeah, but his quote was actually
What's
really...
the quote? Read me the quote. Do it in your best Bobby Kotick accent.
I don't even know what the hell he sounds like.
Yo, it's me, Bobby Kotick. I don't know. I've never talked to
Bobby
him, man.
Kodak?
We should get Jim Riley down here. He'll tell you.
It says, our First Amendment has survived intact for 219 years amid far greater technological, historical, and social challenges. The argument that video games present some kind of new ominous threat that require a wholesale reassessment of one of our nation's most treasured freedoms, and the freedom to take that freedom away indiscriminately from an entire group of population based on nothing but age is beyond absurd. I thought that was a good quote.
Do you think he dropped the beyond in there just for us?
Yes.
Okay. And it's no wonder you like that quote. It's talking about American history.
Yeah.
And First
It's all about
Amendments.
the Constitution.
I can picture Ben Franklin walking around, yeah.
Playing Killzone and
No, he's playing a PSP.
Oh, he's playing a PSP.
Or a Game Gear, one of the two.
He's playing a game.
Game Gear, yeah.
No, I think it's interesting
Oh,
because
man, Aliens 3.
because that California law is going to be big news soon, and like for people outside of the industry, because I think it has a lot of implications. And I thought that was an interesting quote.
Well, it was. I'm glad you brought it up, Colin. This is why you're my co-pilot.
Oh, okay. Well,
Don't get me wrong. My boss is a Jewish carpenter. His name's Jose. But anybody? No.
I have no idea what that is.
I mean, it's Meet the Parents.
Is it?
I don't know.
No. It's been around long before then.
I don't know, but that's the quote I get.
All right, whatever. I'm tired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really are tired. You got to pick it up,
Colin,
buddy.
if I wanted to know about games that were coming out this week,
Yes.
and maybe had a quote about American history intermixed in there, where would I go?
You'd go to the upcoming list of PlayStation software on all three platforms by the IGN editors.
You missed the official part. Do. Don't tell me I'm having an off show.
All right.
I got to get up. I'll stand
Whatever.
up for the rest of the show.
This is why
I gotta say something.
What's up? Mike Mitchell's saying he's leaving. The magic's ruined for Mike Mitchell.
I like the way you guys used to do it when you guys used to come out of nowhere. Like that was a lot more. I
Okay,
think-
yeah, but remember the problem we used to talk about with that was, and I am standing now for anybody not watching this on the non-live stream.
Which is everybody.
Yeah, exactly. The problem with that was then people started to look for it. They started to expect it. So we give them a lot of an obvious ones, and then we can slowly try to work them in another time of like, I got a crazy story.
Yeah,
I shot this guy, and right before he died, he said, "Where can I go for games?"
Greg tricked me like a good 4 times in a row too, which was really sad. Like
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming over and
Well,
over.
it's because
again.
when we're in the show, we're thinking about a whole bunch of other stuff we're trying to keep rolling. And then when you're listening, that's when I'm trying to trick the listeners as well. Did I ever trick you, Mike?
You tricked me a couple times.
Okay, good. We gotta start doing that.
Yeah.
Jack, have I ever tricked you?
Yeah, because I know what you're talking about.
Fair enough. Nothing on PS2 or PSP.
Awesome.
PS3 game only one. F1 2010 came out this
Okay.
week. If you
I
care
believe
about that.
Aragorn's Quest came out on PS2.
I thought that was
last week.
That was last week. Yeah.
all right,
Craig
whatever.
reviewed it this week, but
Yeah,
it
well,
actually
whatever.
shipped last week.
Bush,
Also, who
Bush
cares?
League, Jack. Bush League.
Also, who cares?
And since we don't have Clements, we'll just do Zombie Blog Neck, right? This
Yeah,
very minute
go.
As well. There's a lot of stuff actually on PlayStation Network.
It was a big week.
So Blade Kitten's out. I believe Christine's reviewing that, right?
Yeah.
Death Spank, Thongs of Virtue's out.
What did
Damon
Damon
reviewed
give
that. He gave it like an 8 or a 9, something like that. Sonic
Somewhere in there.
Sonic Adventures, the Dreamcast port is out.
Okay.
Arthur gave that like a 4.5.
Don't get that one.
And also International Track and Field is already out, but it's on discount this week.
Nice.
A bunch of demos: DJ Hero 2, Blade Kitten, NBA Elite 11, Death Spank, Enslaved, Sonic Adventures, Vanquish, Kung Fu Rider, and Sports Champions all have demos. New DLC for iPad, Clash of the Titans, Red Dead Redemption, Sonic Adventures, Planet Mini Golf, Mod Nation Racers, Skate 3.
What do you got? What is coming up? Well, give me the PSP. That's what I want.
PSP Pit Stop. I like how you put that in
You
there.
like
This- You made that one?
Yeah.
2 new games for PSP. Cloud on this is an RPG.
Oh,
and
yeah, that one looks awesome.
That game looks cool. And 101-in-1 Mega Mix.
Yeah,
I guess that's mini
that's
games.
not cool. 101 mini games. No, thank you.
Gladiator Begins DLC. is
DLC.
available.
Yes. Look for a review from Arthur soon on that one. 'Cause
Okay.
That'll be coming right around.
And PlayStation Plus update. Finally, Zen Pinball's free. I've only been talking about that for.
The one you thought was going to be the first game that was going to be free
And then the
forever.
second, and then the second, it was free over in Europe. So yeah, Zen Pinball's free. The PlayStation Mini Echoes is free, and Siphon Filter 3 is free. Swords and Soldiers comes out next week for PSN, but if you're a PlayStation Plus user, you can download it now. Cuboid, Savage Moon, and Little Big Planet all have discounted DLC. And this is the most interesting thing: PS1 imports are now available. Cho Niki and Gaia Seed.
Shoniki. Nice.
Yeah, you like that one? You recognize it. Tell the listeners what that one's about.
Shoniki is a shooter that is famous for being homoerotic.
Yeah.
It's about 2 muscular dudes who fire stuff out of the top of their heads, and they fight like giant naked people and space robots and all sorts of other things. It's very wacky in Japanese and not actually gay, but totally gay.
Fair enough.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I can't remember what, but that came out on the PSN, I think, as part of something else, right? Like Damon reviewed it for the PlayStation 3 channel, not this one, but a previous one. Like they did an HD or a remix or a sequel or something.
Yeah, I think there was a new
That
one
one
that
did.
came
That
out.
one, I think he was saying like it might have been a mini, and he said like the comedy didn't carry over is from like this one. You know what I mean? So I'd look into this one. Also, listeners, always you can email us at beyond@ign.com anytime. We're trying to figure out. Do you want us to review these ones? We don't usually re-review PS1 classics, right? Because you could go check them out. But for an import, would you want impressions on those? Let us know at beyond@ign.com.
We could at least do brief impressions like we used to do with the minis, with just like.
Yeah, but then that sucked, and then we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, do we really want to play PS1 games and review them
No,
fully?
I don't really want to. No, I want to play this. I want to play this not gay but gay game.
Yeah. Let
That
the
sounds
readers
cool.
decide.
Which
Okay.
has already been out on the Virtual Console
Wow.
for a year.
Wow. I'll just go down to EB and buy a point card and go
Yeah,
home,
yeah.
plug that thing in, and then not see anyone online.
I have to blow all the dust off my Wii. It's like an archaeological dig.
I was very excited yesterday, or 2 days ago, I guess, and I noticed that my Wii was in suspend mode, and so I wouldn't have to turn it on and put it back into suspend mode, so then I could charge my controllers
Nice.
on it. That's always my favorite.
That is useful.
That is awesome. It drives me crazy. You can't do that. Before we go any further, I just said, you can email us at beyond@ign.com anytime you want to.
Yes.
This morning, Daniel Acosta emailed beyond@ign.com, and it was funny. Me and Colin were having a debate on who should join the show. Hillary can't do it. We need somebody else to fill in. Mike Mitchell's already coming. And Daniel actually wrote in and said, you guys need to get Jack on the podcast. I think he'd fit in perfectly. Keep up the good work.
Excellent. Thank you,
That was
Daniel.
the decision maker.
And I
Yeah.
think you are not fitting in
Oh,
perfectly.
yeah, I think I'm kind of clashing with your whole style of having like a podcast.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just yell at each other in ours a lot, and then I come up with dumb catchphrases.
We always talk about it. When you have a guest other than Jim Riley who just says, is always that weird, quiet, and then just inserts something weird, it's hard to get going, I think, in the very beginning of the show. Roper Report's super specific. If you don't know the news, you're out of luck. And then we start talking about Blognac and games and stuff. And usually you haven't played them yet because you've been playing other stuff for other things.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of PSP and PS3 stuff for you.
You have been. My favorite, this didn't get pimped too hard on the site, and I feel bad about that. Go check out Jack's or IGN staff's Def Jam rap star piece about songs too offensive for the office.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
a funny idea.
That was a great one. That was from Jack.
And he's playing what RPG are you playing right now?
Atelier Verona.
Yeah, so you'll review that.
That comes out on Tuesday, so I'll be reviewing that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it will not be.
You've been playing it for a long time.
Yeah, I started playing it like weeks ago.
Yeah.
The problem with the game is that there's like 15 endings. And then on top of that, there are like different ways you can play the game because it's an alchemy RPG. So I played it like really heavy on the alchemy side, and I didn't really do a lot of like the adventuring and boss battles and any of that. And then I was like, oh, I missed that whole portion of the game. And so like now I'm playing it again and focusing more on that. But yeah, so which is kind of cool because you can play it any way you want. But like for review, it's making this like 20-hour game become an 80-hour game.
How's the leveling in Def Jam? Are you leveled up there yet? Are you?
I beat the career mode in
good,
Def
good.
Jam, which barely scraped by in the career mode.
Yeah.
I don't think I will ever get a platinum trophy in that
Oh no.
because you have to. One of the trophies is just for beating all the challenges. They have these like challenge modes.
Yeah.
And one of the challenges is doing a combo, like hitting all the rap notes in a row. And the very last one is this song called Slow Jam by Twista. Who has the world record for the fastest rapper, and I can get like 7. Like you need 25 just for a bronze, 75 for like the full thing to get the trophy. I'll never do it.
What if you
It's
just
impossible.
played Twista's song into the microphone?
The game doesn't really work that way, but
No.
yeah, I'll try. I'm gonna try everything. I'm gonna go on to Craigslist. I'll be like, "Are you a really good rapper? Do you know that Twista song? I will give you $25 if you come to my house and sing it."
That's what you want. People off Craigslist come to your house.
Yeah.
Nothing bad ever
exactly.
happens on that day.
That's a really good idea.
Mike Mitchell,
What's up?
what are you playing right now?
Let's see. Last night I played Blade Kitten actually.
Oh, what'd you think?
It's alright. It's like a side-scrolling platformer with like an instant 3D world. It's kind of bland. Combat's kind of
A little expensive too.
yeah, exactly. Leaves much to be desired.
What
Well,
does it
then,
cost?
15
$15, yeah.
Okay,
Sounds
about right.
You make Jack money. That doesn't hurt.
No,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jack's
When
balling.
you're rolling like me.
It
But,
is long though. I'll say that because
Yeah.
I spent like an hour and I didn't finish the first act.
Oh, okay. So it's got that going for it.
Cool.
Pick of the week. What do you got, Colin? What do you want to go F1 race? I would say that Claudin RPG game. I have not played it.
Yeah.
Clements played it. I know at that preview event. He seemed to like it. It's really old school. It's got an 8-bit motif. You can play the music in 8-bit. That all sounds really exciting to me.
Yeah, I kind of support that. I mean, the only other, Deathspank is probably good. I mean,
Yeah, Deathspank's out too, isn't it? Well, then you'd have to pick Deathspank since we actually played that and everybody likes it.
Is that NIS
yeah,
RPG?
Claude
Yeah, I
and
played
this,
that too at that event, and yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
It's a cool RPG.
Would you rather play that or Deathspank? You're the deciding vote now and pick of the week.
I would probably rather play that because I just played the first Deathspank.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I thought it was DLC when it got announced, and I was like, oh, it's a sequel, and I was like, I'm not ready for more.
Yeah, that game.
It's good, but I
the-
just played it.
The voice acting is really annoying in that game.
But you liked everything else.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's very repetitive, but it's cool. I like what it was doing. You know?
Yeah, I burned out on it, but one day I'll go back to the original one. I don't know if I'll jump into Thongs of Virtue, which is the new one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And the original one was just Deathspank.
Just Deathspank.
Okay. See, it's an interesting argument, right? Because we always say, episodic gaming, how fast do you want it? You know what I mean? Like, what is the sweet spot for that? Especially for a game like Deathspank, right? That, I mean, was an original IP, kind of came out of nowhere. Not really out of nowhere, but, it came out and people were like, oh, that's cool. And some people really connected with it. I don't know how long you'd want to wait, especially with this crazy. I wouldn't want to release it when review season really kicks up. You know what I mean? Like right now, I think like what we're into right now with like Dead Rising 2 and Front Mission Evolved. That's like really the tip of okay, here all these games come. You know what I mean? Like everybody's swamped right now. Everybody's working nonstop. I don't know.
So disappointed with the Front Mission stuff. I haven't even seen anything about the game because after I heard it wasn't a strategy RPG, I was just tragically disappointed.
I'm reviewing that. I have box copies. I have not played it or previewed it ever. Know nothing about this. I'm completely fresh on this one.
Okay.
But after reading the back of the box, I got flashbacks to our Jet Brody incidents of Fracture.
When I read that was actually my first appearance on Beyond.
That was a great one. That was a dynamite one. Do you remember what episode that is? Can people go find that?
It was a long time ago. I was like probably in the 70s or something.
All right, everybody go listen to all the 70s today and try to find.
But I wasn't even. It was just like interstitials basically with me reading from the review guide. That was funny.
That was great.
But
this one. This show sucks.
This show.
I'm kidding. Come
Greg,
on,
you're so tired.
Fun?
You're so tired, Greg.
Yeah, I know, but we're doing fine.
Yeah, we're doing fine.
All right.
So yeah, pick of the week. I would say Deathspank.
Okay.
And maybe the Clouding game is fun too.
Yeah, sure. Who the hell knows? Go waste your money, kid, if you want to buy it. We don't know. Gosh, this is the problem when it starts getting busy. Mike Mitchell. Nobody knows what's going on. Up next, trophy tips.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. Now,
There you go.
last week we set the internet on fire, Colin.
Yeah, we did.
Colin. Now here's in a nutshell. I went up to Colin a couple weeks ago, had the Dead Rising review debug, threw it in his face that I could go in and set how many zombies I had killed and do on this. Basically, start earning trophies out the wazoo without doing any work. I laughed wholeheartedly all weekend long. And then I didn't do anything, and I said, we'll talk about it on Beyond. Here's the problem. On the day I rubbed it in Colin's face, but didn't talk about it on Beyond, I Twittered about it. And I'm like, should I do it? And everybody's like, yeah, do it. Colin's a baby, blah, blah, blah. So then last Thursday, we come on Beyond and explain that how this works is that I have this, developer copy of the game. It lets me into the menu to do whatever I want. I can cheat through it. You wouldn't be able to do this with a retail disc. The general populace will never be able to do this cheat. And everybody responds, oh, Greg's a douchebag. I hate this guy. Blah.
Yeah, the email was overwhelmingly in my favor.
Totally. So when everybody thought they'd be able to do it, they were fine. When everybody found out they wouldn't be able to do it, they were pissed.
And I think that's the line that's been drawn, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally. Have you guys talked about your even more egregious act of stealing Damon's trophies?
Yes, but we'll get to that in 1 second. Let's take this one step at a time. Colin, of course, Jack was a trophy horror participant. Jack loves trophies. He's one. This is your first real appearance on the show outside of the trophy horror episode, right?
No, I wasn't even in that one.
Okay, cool.
Did not even invite me for the trophy horror.
I think I tried to.
That I created for you.
Yeah, it was a good traffic generator. You were not an intern. You were a freelancer at the time. I don't have to worry about it. And whatever. Now we're getting really sidetracked. Anyways, Jack is one of the people in the office who actually plays all these games on PS3. He loves his trophies.
Most platinums of anyone in the office.
Do you know? Where you at?
17, I think.
Okay. If I would just commit
Some garbage.
Well, we'll talk about that even later too.
Oh yeah. I like your Hannah Montana. Oh no, that's Clements who has the Hannah Montana one. He's
I
got
have
like
it
2
too.
platinums, Hannah Montana, and like one other thing.
Can't do that.
Okay, so
I tried.
Everybody explodes over this Dead Rising stuff.
Yeah.
I commit to. I'm reviewing it obviously today. By the time this goes up, probably I'll have the review posted. Let's just say I'll hold this podcast till then, so we can talk about it right now. I like Dead Rising 2 a lot. I was very surprised. The preview build had a lot of problems, and they ironed most of them out. And I was a fan of the first one. I think this one's really good too. Colin, you've been enjoying it?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's like really, I don't quite understand all the mechanics of the game yet, as far as like the time is of the essence in the game or whatever, and I'm kind of just curious about how I can go through the game in different ways or whatever, different permutations. But as far as the combat and stuff, it's very one-dimensional, but it's fun. Like I said, it's like just it's a satisfying game.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling it. The trophies are hard in that game.
That's the thing, right? Like a lot of bronzes, and a lot of bronzes not for easy stuff.
Yeah, bronze is like
kill 1,000 zombies barehanded, kill 1,000 zombies with a motorcycle, which isn't that bad when you figure out how to do it.
Put on every piece of clothing in the game, you get a bronze trophy.
Go in every store in the game, get a bronze trophy. Like, it's very much breadcrumbs leading up to that platinum, which is an interesting balance.
A couple golds, a couple silvers, but like probably 40 plus bronze, I would say, or
Oh yeah, totally, something like that. And you figure the golds are and the golds of bronze and silvers are stuff for like completing the game, completing overtime, and then
72,000 kills or something.
Yeah,
like that.
the zombie genocider stuff that like it was in the Xbox version, which took me 3 nights back in that version. But
yes,
the announcement on this front is that I've decided I will not cheat Dead Rising via the debug menu. One, because fine, I'm the Beyond Nation is let down by me. I will rescind my comments and not do it, because if the line in the sand is I can only use the glitches when everybody else can use the glitches, fine, I'll do that. I'll live by that sword. 2, because I really enjoy Dead Rising, and it's one of those things where now I've beaten the game twice. I'm going through a third time. I'm fooling around in co-op with you, and Jim Riley too, just jumping into random games.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's totally goofy. I mean, it's not how you want to play that game, which is interesting. There's so much talk about this Dead Rising front, but I'm not gonna do it. I don't know if I'll ever platinum Dead Rising. It would be really tough, but I enjoy that game enough to where I would like to just try, because it is attainable.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be.
We're gonna need a guide.
Weekends of work.
Like, there's gonna need to be a guide for it.
What do you think? What do you need the guide? Well,
I mean, because like, how do you know? It's like you have to use every weapon permutation, every piece of clothing. Like, there's probably obscure. Like, I walked into a store in the mall and I was killing zombies with like a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
It's like this, and like purses and all those things. So I just feel like you're gonna need to like kind of just tick things off.
Checklist.
Yeah, which would be really useful. Yeah. I think that this, I would like to get the platinum too, but I think that if this game came out in like June, it would be a lot better, because there's just so much crap coming out.
Yeah.
And I only have a few precious weeks until Fallout comes out. So I mean, I that, and after it's over after that for me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like it. I recommend it. I haven't seen enough of it, but I think it's probably gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yes.
Jack, back to your comment here now too.
Mm-hmm.
My more egregious problem of taking. You make it sound like I took 300 trophies from Damon. Damon borrows my debug, plays Torover, and gets me like 3 bronzes.
It's like, I only killed 1 person. I didn't kill like 12 people.
Yes.
Come on, dude.
No, that one, people were kind of pissy about that one too, or whatever.
Because it's BS.
No,
it's Bush League.
It is not Bush League, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I cannot tell you how many achievements I've earned for Eric Brudvig, Christine Steimer, probably not Damon.
They're not talking crap about their achievements, though.
When do I ever talk crap about my achievements?
Every day.
No. When do I ever walk by? Hey, Jack, what's your level? I never do that. I am the least testosterone dude you will ever meet. I hate competing for anything.
You used glitches in the Trophy Whore War so that you wouldn't lose to me.
Yes.
It's the only way you beat me.
Yeah.
You went and used the fuel glitch.
100%.
Yeah,
it's a trophy whore war. Yeah, I'm sorry. Then I'm gonna, and I didn't rub it in your face. And then from the very beginning, and when I did it, I told you I did it.
No, you told me after.
Well,
the day after, you're like, boom, that's how I won. I was like, what?
Yeah, well, that's how a war works.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I
did throw a gauntlet down.
I played Mega Drive Collection, even though I already had the Sega Genesis Collection, but I played the game.
Played it, yeah.
Just so I wouldn't lose to Nicole, because I didn't want to come in the last place. I came in like 5th. So I did that, but that's legit.
See, that whole thing right there, now we're getting, you're upset about the Trophy Whore War still. Fine. That's fine. You're 100%.
Yeah.
But that I definitely make no mistake about cheating, and glitching and using all the, the Modern Warfare glitches and all that stuff. That I 100% back.
I can't believe you did that stuff.
That was a competition to see who could get the most trophies. I want it stricken from the record, your comment that I throw this in people's faces.
I didn't say you threw it in people's faces.
I've never been like that. Colin is the one who's like, I'm going to catch your trophy. He just is trying to catch me and beat me.
You're proud of it. You boast that you have the hiest trophy level in the office.
When have I ever said that? Outside of the Trophy Whore War. I think when I lost the Trophy Whore War, I probably said, that's fine, but I still have the highest level. That's 100% fine.
You mentioned it, dude. You back me up.
Yeah, I mean,
it takes pride in it.
It was total war, though. The Trophy War was total. And I understand that, but here's my line. Because I've thought extensively about this problem.
Keeps him up at night.
I know it does, and I don't want it. Here's what I'll say on the show too: is like, I don't want it to keep you up at night. You set off on this thing to catch me on your own. You know what I mean? And I've been there. I used to chase Sam Bishop before I
passed him. He's
smoked him a long time ago.
Dust now.
Yeah, we destroyed him. But Like, it's like I, again, am not a competitive person. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very not good at many things. And, like, I rarely win when we do stuff. You know what I mean? I'm reviewing Dead Rising. I've been playing it for weeks, and I was doing Terror's Reality online multiplayer last night to get it all in for the review, and I was playing random kids, and I was coming, like, 4th place. Like, I'm not good. I don't have a killer instinct. You know what I mean? So, like, you never need, I don't know why you have the urge to catch me and to surpass me, because I don't want you to, just for the fact that I'm going to have you, yeah! Like screaming in my face, running around me or whatever. But I don't feel like everybody, I think, who listens to Podcast Beyond knows without a doubt that you are more crazy than I am. You know what I mean? You go home and play games every night to play the worst games to get the trophies to do that. And there's times when I do that on the weekend or I do this, and I definitely will take an easy game home. I definitely farm trophies whenever I have the chance. But I mean, you do it like religiously.
Yeah,
like,
I try to.
Bat crap insane about it.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of supportive, messages on PlayStation Network being like, catch him and do it the right way.
Yeah,
and it'll feel. So I'm going to. But the line I've drawn is, the Buzz TV quiz show one, for instance. That's kind of that's the only glitch I ever took advantage of, and I think that's a legitimate one because you don't have to take someone else's save or do anything like really crazy. You're just deleting a patch and then like starting the game up over and over again.
Yeah.
Fuel is different because you need a save, right? And the same thing with Modern Warfare. So those things don't count. Obviously, you can't use debug menus and you can't get trophies on other people's accounts. Those are all over the line. You know what I mean? So like the few things that you can glitch like Buzz, I think that's legit.
Okay.
But if you need someone else's save or need someone else's profile or use someone else's gaming or whatever, I play Terrover on my own. That game sucks.
Yeah, it's bad.
And I got like 1 bronze or 2 bronzes like for the entire time I played it or whatever, but you didn't have to play it at all.
And I got
you
2 or 3
got
bronzes.
3 bronzes.
So
now I'm about a 1 bronze deficit.
Yeah.
Even though I played the game. So that was my problem. That's my problem.
See, you're just from a completely outside editorial standpoint. As much as our hard drives and profiles get passed around this office, I think that's what I mean, for years, this is just paying it forward. For years, I got people achievements because I didn't care about my achievement score. And now I like seeing my levels. I like seeing all this progress and stuff. I like feeling like I'm doing something on the PSN.
But you're not doing something on the PSN.
Charles on yet?
You're sinking your trophies.
No, you're crazy. Everybody's crazy.
No, people were, I always said this when I was messaging people back about you when they were messaging me was I still love Greg.
Oh yeah, there's this whole conversation is in a tree of love.
Trophies
we're all
are
very happy with
at
each
the end
other.
of the day. Trophies are binary on a network.
Yeah,
so it's really not the end of the world. But
I didn't realize Jack was so upset about it. He's a exposed nerd.
He's got the thing is about Jack is that he has a lot of pent up anger from like you said from Total War.
Oh yeah. I vowed to take you down in that article.
Yeah, and you
that was the last thing I
failed.
said. No, I said after you cheated one.
You threatened to take my girlfrend too, didn't you?
Yeah. Actually, I totally did that. I just gave her back.
Yeah,
we went to Hawaii together.
Oh yeah. You and that Pokemans.
Yep.
So that's
so where do we go from here?
I don't know.
We've had our discussions here.
Yeah.
I will not use a debug menu. I will not under any. Here's my other problem too: is you understand that how negative most people look at the PS3 in the office. So don't think last night when I'm installing firmwares on every one of these goddamn things, and then I'm freaking watching them install the game for 20 minutes when people just want to go home, but I desperately need somebody to play. That isn't eating me alive. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, Charles, you need to play whatever." Some game that's been ported over. Here, well, create a profile. Oh, wait, recover your profile. Oh, you don't remember your password? What a surprise. No one remembers their PSN password unless you're me and Colin. Like, just jump on and play the damn game. You know what I mean? Give me the 1 bronze you unlock. Sure.
All right.
Again, that is, I've given so many achievements away.
All right. However you want to justify it to yourself, Greg, is totally.
I hate you so much. I hate the way you phrase crap.
I don't know about Mike, how you have a pretty high level. Like glitches, kids games. What's on there?
The last, I think my worst one is Up. That's the most.
Oh yeah,
the easiest
See,
one.
Up's not a bad game though.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
Got that platinum and I got the Sonics platinum. But yeah, I think it's a thin line with what you guys are talking about. I think a lot of times my friends will come over and I've laughed when we got a trophy on my account, and the same goes back and forth. I don't have a problem with what you're doing, honestly.
Okay, thank you, Mike Mitchell.
Yeah, well, Mike Mitchell,
he's our friend.
He's a friend,
and I'm also a trophy whore.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yep. All right.
This whole room's filled with trophy whores. I mean, it's interesting to see how weird we all are about it.
Yeah.
We're very, very protective of what's happening.
It's just arbitrary rules.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think we should set up a Bill of Rights of some kind of Geneva Convention in here on how we can move forward, so that we can put the past in the past and move forward.
Okay.
So we've agreed I love that this is. Let's write it up.
All right.
Let's do this. I'm breaking out a pen and paper here. So obviously no debug.
Yeah.
And then I can't do the, like I'm saying, the profile thing. Sure, Charles, play this. Oh, make your own profile. Do this. Sign as in a fake user.
There's a solution. There's an easy solution to that, though.
What is it?
Make an alternate account and then just print a piece of paper with the name and the password. Put it on the wall somewhere and be like, if you need
Some
a
work
PlayStation
account.
login, just log in as this. If you don't care about your trophies,
Mm-hmm.
that way you can't justify it like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you should say no debug menus because I get trophies on debug all the time.
Good. Why?
Yeah.
As if we're gonna die and someone's gonna pick up this. What did they mean? How we interpret this for our Bill of Rights?
And then, like I said, I think that glitches to get trophies are fine as long as you don't need another save to do it.
Okay. No, glitch is okay.
Just the other day, I was showing Move to my mom and dad, and they 3 trophies popped. I was laughing.
I mean, that's I think that's legit because when Bromley and I were playing Sports Champions before it came out or whatever, we were going back and forth and he got a few trophies or whatever. But it's those are ones that I would have gotten anyway. We were just taking turns or whatever. It's the same thing with you. You would have eventually gotten those trophies.
If you're there, that's not a big deal. It's somewhere like if you weren't around for it. Like I would never.
You can't pay someone to do it.
I would never have my room. Oh, but that Twister one, I need it. I need it.
I have friends on my list who pay for their platinums.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude, you
they've
go
offered.
online.
I've seen the kid with
No.
100 and some platinum.
That's like
If
a
you
bunch
go to
of people.
PS3 T Fusion or whatever,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
forums, people are selling platinums. They're like, I will platinum this game for you
Yeah.
for $10, and they just do it. Or they'll trade platinums. I'll platinum this one if you platinum this one, and they swap
That's
over.
so weird, man. It's why wouldn't you want to earn your own trophies? This stuff, because I feel like
That's
this
it,
is
you only care about the number. You don't care about what it actually represents.
Yeah, that's deceiving
I'm
yourself.
somewhere in between on that.
Yeah, see, I want the number to be higher, but I also, more than just the number, I like to go through and see how far in the games. I hate every game I have on there that says 2%.
Yeah, I hate that
It
too.
drives me insane, and it's always from work. It's always oh, I had to go get footage of a MotoGP, and I accidentally had it on my account and synced, but I didn't earn anything because that game is really hard. So it's it's just forever there as a 0.
Yeah, it sucks. It totally sucks. I have a lot of that too, or the 5, 10, 15% ones. I even hate those.
Yeah. I'm Atelier Rona's bugging me because I'm I finally got up to 20%, which I think is my limit for how low I'm willing to let a game be. But I've been playing that game for 4 weeks.
Okay. So let's see what we got here. This is the bill of trophies.
Okay.
No debug menus. Debug units okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Glitches are okay as long as they don't involve a save. You have to grab this save and do this. There can be if you can't use a third party to get your trophies. You said unless you're in the room. So we want to clarify that.
If you're having friends over
and they're playing your
and it's
game.
a party game and it's their turn and they're playing and
Gotcha.
they want to play and they get trophies, who cares?
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
And
legit.
then for work units now, we need to we'll make a IGN account.
Yeah, just IGN PS3. I'm sure it's not taken, and then
I bet. Well, now it is.
No, it is. Yeah.
And I also made an IGN Beyond account years ago, and then I lost the information. I'll recover that, but I made up the birth date. We'll never know. All right, so we got 4 things. Anything we need to add to this for the moment?
That's for
If
now.
we ever trophy horror war again, I will warn you that we will. This bill will be
It
inactive.
goes away. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Before
fine.
we ratify
It's
it,
just
I'll
like
have to think about it.
it's just like the Constitution. You just get rid of that thing when there's a war.
All right, we've drawn it up. Then we can move on now to topic of the week. Colin,
This is creepy, by the way.
What?
I've never seen this in action, with your little cultish chanting
Oh,
when
yeah,
you start
yeah,
saying
yeah.
things.
Mike's loosening up. He's getting over the shock of being in the room.
That's right.
You mean Beyond?
Beyond.
There it is.
Yes.
He was yelling him at the game. He was
Yeah.
into it till
Yeah.
the 49ers blew it.
Yeah.
And then you were very sad.
It's too much
Hold
time on the clock. I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got for topic of the week, Colin? This is all about you. This is a big
This
one.
is all about me. Well, this is all about all of us, really.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
So we got an email that this person didn't expect that I was going to read, but I'm going to read it. And he sent us two emails. His name is Jacques Hughes,
That's fake.
who I'm now going to be calling Jack because I don't like that name.
Oh. Wait, you don't like Jack or Jock?
Call him Jock.
Jacques.
Jock.
Okay, that's because it's pretentious.
Yeah.
Unless he's French. Well, but then it's still pretentious because he's French.
Jock. I'm going to call him Jock, but Jock.
Jock.
So it's the same thing. And he wrote 2 emails. Now, the subject of the email is Colin Moriarty, modern day Marie Antoinette. Now, when I got this email,
That's where it
I
came
was like, what is this? Because we get a lot of Beyond email. Some of it's directed to me, Greg, or Clements, but it's never usually hostile. This one is hostile. So I thought I was going to read it. And then he sent 2 emails. So I'm going to read the first one first. So I'm going to need a minute or two. So he said, so in past episodes of Beyond, Colin Moriarty has repeatedly said that he wholeheartedly approves of the recent tactic publishers have come up with of sticking folks who play rented or used copies of a game with $15 gouge to unlock all of the game's content. He deems it a clever example of capitalism in action. Then in Beyond number 153, the gang talks about pooling money to buy a Truth or Lies game for $40. And lo and behold, Moriarty objects when he hears Greg say that they're going to buy it out of their own pocket rather than charge it to their IGN expense account. How unthinkable that he should have to actually pay for half or a third of a price of a $40 game. And he also gives Greg crap about hogging Spider-Man Dimensions because heaven forbid he should buy his own copy of that either. So Moriarty, it comes across like you're fine with killing the low-budget options for playing more than a couple of games a year as long as you're hooked up to your gravy train. I gotta ask, do you realize what a hypocrite you sound like? Do you really have the personal integrity of a cockroach?
Wow.
Or are you being misrepresented?
Snap.
I know you guys get a ton of emails and you don't respond to them because you have no way to back up your position.
Wow.
But man, it would be nice if you just be honest with yourselves about how out of touch your positions at IGN make you.
Okay.
And then he wrote a second email.
What was the time lapse here?
This was on 9/18/2010 at 4:46 p.m. Pacific.
But I meant like this is an hour after he sent the first one, 15 minutes.
Oh no, so the second one comes at the next day at 8:52. So it's like 28 hours. He said, "Okay, cool down. The cockroach crack was out of line, and I apologize for that remark. The Beyond crew are obviously a decent bunch of guys, but on this particular issue, it's also obviously bogus to insist that these nickel and diming schemes are no big deal when you go to pains to exploit your IGN perks to avoid parting with a red cent. And the word exploit is totally fair here. You're charging Truth or Lies to an expense account, and then we'll have some intern review it just to play it for the easy trophies. Is that essentially correct?" And Colin isn't the only one who'd be called out on the let them eat cake attitude. This guy needs a history check real quick. Greg says everyone ought to do the right thing and buy their games new to help publishers stay in the black. How many multiples of $60 has Miller paid out this year? I ponder with the utmost sincerity. And how many has he avoided paying? How many times has he avoided paying for by passing around an office copy? Is his wallet doing its share to support the industry? Granted, at least he was willing to chip in for Truth or Lies, so he might surprise me. It's such a wrong-headed perspective you're projecting. I can't believe you guys haven't come to your senses. If I'm paying more for my hobby without actually getting anything extra in return, then that makes my gaming uneconomical. I'm not going to simply resign myself to digging deeper and deeper into my pockets every time publishers feel like they aren't making enough money. Rather, I stop gaming. I feel to see how that helps the industry. Beyond annoyed. Jock Hughes. What do you think?
The most
Jacques, get it?
Jock Hughes!
Oh!
You think that's his name?
Clever.
You think that's his pen name? The most offensive thing out of that whole thing is that, oh, I know you get a lot of comments and you don't read them because you know it about. F you, dude.
Yeah.
We read and respond to everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if we don't read it, it's a dumb question.
Right.
If you're listening to Podcast Beyond right now, stop sending in questions saying, I'm about to buy a PS3. What game should I get? We have a bunch of reviews posted on the site. You're welcome to go check IGN.com and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, anybody who, if you have a negative comment to say, we respond to it the best we can. You know what I mean? Don't be an ass about it.
Yeah.
He raises good points.
Yeah, see, like, all right, so...
What's your response? I'm sorry. You're the one who's been fired up since all this started.
Yeah, because, all right, I understand in a sense of where he's coming from until you start to think about what the implications of his mentality are. And by that I mean, we're video game journalists, or we write about video games. So that happens to be a fun job. Just like Ebert is reviewing movies, and dudes are reviewing TV, and all these things, or they work in TV, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
And then you start to think about, what about the garbage man? You know, the garbage man comes around your block. Is he driving his own truck? You know, is he buying his own gloves? You know, is he like, you know, this, that, and the other thing? Is he using like whatever his materials or all the machines he's using? Is he paying his own employees and stuff like that? No, he gets a truck, you know, because that's what he needs to drive to do his job. And then he drives around and goes to the places that his job tells him to go to, and he picks up the garbage and dispenses it with whatever. The chemist in his office isn't buying his own beakers and his own chemicals and his own Bunsen burner, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, so just because we play games for a living doesn't mean that we should have to pay for all of them, especially the ones that, you know, I buy games, you buy games, Jack buys games, Mike obviously buys games because he's not in the industry or whatever. But, you know, we shouldn't have to buy all of our games if we're doing them for work, because that is not something that would be carried over to any other industry, you know? You're like, it just doesn't make any. That just doesn't pass the logic test at all to me. You know,
I understand where he's coming from. It sounds good when he says it like that, right? But you figure, I mean, today's a good example, right? I mean, we're all so busy with other jobs. Pick of the week is very well. Jack demoed that game, and this, you know, what I mean, like we can't. The problem is, if you were to ask us to buy everything and play it on our own time, which is, you play games at work for work, you play games for second opinions, you do stuff like that. It would be such a one-dimensional view of what's happening in the industry. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
you need to know what's happening elsewhere on a 360. You need to know what's happening on Halo Reach. You need to know what's happening on Civ 5 to be able to have a firm foot on what's happening in the industry at the whole. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And especially for us to have a podcast where we talk about all things PlayStation, if you're not borrowing games and, using stuff, I mean, you go home and work all these hours at home, you know what I mean? So that you can be up on stuff you'd only be able to talk about Mafia right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? If you're not doing something else.
That was the point I was making, is that I write for such huge games like sandbox games and RPGs that if I was only limited to what I played at work, I'd know about 8 games a year, maybe.
Yeah.
And if you guys listen to Podcast Beyond because you want, some PlayStation 3 news, you like the humor, this, that, and the other thing, then we have to be up on the games, Ebert's not going to a movie theater paying $10 and sitting in a movie theater with everyone else and reviewing the movie from there. They put him in a place and they let him see the movie and then he gives their review, whatever. That's the same thing. That's the same perk we get. Is it a perk? Of course it is. But it's a perk that's in many industries. Someone who's, at MSNBC or whatever that has to go to Washington isn't buying his plane ticket to Washington, isn't putting himself up in a hotel, isn't driving himself to the White House press corps.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in every industry. So why would there be any exception for us? Because it's fun.
Yeah.
Like it's just a weird mentality to me. I understand that it seems like we don't buy things, but we do. I have like over 50 PlayStation Network games. I bought almost all of them.
Yeah.
I buy a game, especially for DS and like random maybe Wii games or whatever that we don't get. I buy those games. I bought all the Dragon Quest games. I buy Pokemon. I buy like all this and the other thing. I have a slew of Wii games that when the Wii was new that I bought. The reason we have so much access to PS3 especially is because Greg and I are really the only ones that care. So when we get a copy of the game, we can share them. That's not really something that other people on the site can do if they want to play an Xbox version of the game because it's so hard to come by. So we have...
Last night, we got all those Dead Rising 2 copies. Xbox is snatched up. I put 2 PS3s on my desk. Nobody wanted them. I was like, oh.
So, I mean, that, I think everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but I think it's really, first of all, the let them eat cake attitude. Like, do you know anything about the French Revolution? About what are you talking about? You think Marie Antoinette was playing video games and that was and she was telling the peasants, you can't play your PlayStation 3? It's just like totally out of historical context, first of all. And it sounds...
That's also offensive.
And frankly, it sounds stupid.
Also, it's debatable whether she even said that.
Yeah, it is, of course. It's debatable whether a lot of things said a lot of things in historical, in a historical context or whatever. But apart from that ridiculous analogy that he tried to draw, I just don't think that like it takes into account the fact that 99.9% of the people don't have jobs that they might consider this fun, and that sucks. We're definitely blessed and lucky. But if you want us to be up on the games or whatever, you have to understand that we need to play them, and we get games from publishers, or whatever. We get good and bad games from publishers, and we play them.
I mean, it's one of those things where you look at it, and I mean, Charles is in charge of the PC team right now, and he's doing a great job. He's only been doing that for, less than a half a year? Less than I've been in charge of PS3 for sure. And you look at that, and he's got an uphill climb, right? Because the problem is IGN can't, there's no easy way for them to say, here's all these cool PC games, go play them, because most of us don't have rigs that can run that. You know what I mean?
Right.
We buy consoles because we are all poor people working in the most expensive city, and it's much easier to buy this and have this game that goes right in and works. You know what I mean? So he's always got an uphill climb of trying to get people to play his games, trying to get good content on his site, Charles has to struggle to really make the PC site what it is, and it's an awesome site now, definitely with his pushing. But you figure if we try to flip-flop that, and I couldn't lend out a PS3 game to Brudvig or anybody else for second opinions, obviously that's going to start hurting everybody. Same thing on the flip side. If I couldn't borrow Halo Reach or something like that, I'm not going to buy Halo Reach. I'm not a big Halo fan, but I'd like to be able to contribute to a feature they do one day on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of an ebb and flow thing.
That's the thing. Like, it makes the assumption that we would even play these games if we weren't able to get them for free. Obviously, I'd buy probably a game a month if I was just Joe Schmo and I worked in another industry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like we said, I want to be well versed because I want to know what I'm talking about when I'm on this podcast. I want to be able to contribute to the IGN PS3, which I do regularly, and you can only do that by playing the games that's necessary, whatever. And you have to take the good with the bad. Yeah. I just think like I said, it's just a short-sighted way to look at something when you compare it to any other industry, where the expectation is you go to the office, you're not bringing your own stapler, you're not using your own computer, you're not the company might be subsidizing your food or this, that, and the other thing. It's like it happens everywhere. Yeah. And it just I understand that you think that like it's easy for us to say like don't buy this game or buy this game because we're not paying for a lot of these games, but like we actually take it really seriously because we don't want you to waste your money.
And we're all there. We've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there. Like when I was in high school and college, I spent all my money on video games. I know how that is or whatever, and I still spend a lot of money on video games. So
yeah. So like even outside the industry thing, I mean, let's take Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Before I got a job here, I didn't buy a lot of games because I couldn't afford them. So, you have your friends who are gamers, and when you look at games that aren't like this multiplayer experience that you all need to get and be online at the same time, it's usually like one of you buys it, or you all pitch in, and then you swap it around. Spider-Man is totally that kind of game. You'd be like, oh, I'll get that one, and then, and then I would be on your case about it because I'd be like, I want to play that next. Hurry up, finish that. So that's how we do. That's how I played Kingdom Hearts, because, I was like, in high school, I had no job. I couldn't afford Kingdom Hearts, so I waited for my friend Dan to finish, and then we played it. That's just kind of how things go. So it's not that egregious to be like, oh, wait, I want to play this too, and stuff. Like, even outside the industry.
Then you're starting to drive back to the whole reason this thread pops up and gets him mad is because of the, pay-to-play online stuff they're doing. Which he's doing. He's doing what you're saying with his friends, and now we're all.
But like I said, that is an online thing. An online game. I mean, why would I be borrowing my friend's online game anyway? If he was this is a cool.
Madden, like I have to play. You have to if you want to do the online stuff, you have to do that season pass.
Right. I know.
Okay,
but that's online. That's what I just said. It's online. Like if you want to connect to EA's GamerNet, you have to pay. Also, you can have a 7-day free pass.
Yeah.
If you rented that, it's not a big deal. That's what I did with Tiger Woods because Nate had already used the
God,
code.
those trophies are so good. Actually, I think I might have. No, you're right because I use 7-day pass too. You're right. The pass was.
So like, but it's really not a big deal. And if that was the kind of game where I was like, oh, that's a situation, I'd be like, oh, well, I'm going to buy that anyway because I want to play that with my friend. I don't want to play that in a vacuum. So, like, I don't really see a big deal with that one.
Mike Mitchell, normal human being, not in the industry. How's this all feel for you?
Are
you mad at us for playing games?
No, I'm glad you guys tell me what to play.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you guys guide me.
What they play tells you what to.
Well, no, I mean, like Colin said, if he wasn't working in the industry, he would buy a game or two a month, and I do the same. Spend most of my money on this. So, no, I think you guys are lucky for sure. A little jealous, but no.
How do you feel as somebody on the outside about the online passes and stuff for THQ? Yeah,
I think it's fair. You know, because I think I think they need to make the games that I want to play, and they're not going to do it. They're not getting money, so give them money.
All right.
Go for it.
There you go.
And also, Greg, real quick.
Wrap this up, Colin.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Slam
wrap
this
it up.
kid down.
I've done slamming him down or whatever, but I guess that he talks about the $15 gouge to unlock all the game's content or whatever.
Yeah.
We would still have to actually pay that, even if you and I both played Madden and you activated the code. So, that's also a completely moot point. So, even if we had Madden and 10 of us played it, 9 of us would have to buy that online pass. So that really is a moot point. And like Jack said, the way around that is obviously the 7-day trial, which you would do when you rented the game. So I understand that people are frustrated, but
It's a changing face of the industry.
Just think about what you're saying, and then think about what you might have to do for a living and what you might have to pay for under those same stringent rules. And that's all you have to think about. Yes, we're lucky, we're blessed, no doubt about it. We also work really hard and we take our job seriously. So understand that's where we're coming from, Jock.
Yeah, actually, to go to Jock, can I request that when you guys email any of us and want to be talking all this crap, that you use your real name and use an email that doesn't come from excite.com. I didn't even realize they were still around.
Yeah, it comes from an excite.com.
Excite.com thing. It's a funny joke. Jacques, I like it, but come on, grow a pair.
Yeah.
Jacques. I never even realized that. Thank God Jack was on this one.
Let's talk to some people who actually use their real name in Reader Mail.
Okay.
Reader Mail! Mail call! Mike, do you miss the intros we used to do? You fine with the new ones? Conversational? All right, fine.
The acapella ones.
Hey, Colin.
Yes.
Jason has a question. I think it might hit home for you.
Okay.
A sad day in PlayStation has happened. My launch 60 gigabyte finally kicked the bucket. Should I send my PS3 to Sony and get it fixed for $150, or save up for the new Slim model? Has anyone in the IGN had problems with the PS3 Fat or the PS3 Slim?
Yes. My Slim is clearly dying. I'm not sure if it's an anomaly or not, and the fact that I probably play it 20 times more than the normal person plays their PlayStation. But yeah, my Slim, which is a launch model, I got it before it even came out. I was lucky to just go into GameStop and be like, can I pre-order Slim? And they're like, we actually have them. We'll just sell it to you. I was like, okay, cool. So it's overheating like crazy. It gets really, 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 really hot. PSN games sound skip all the time. When I was playing Shatter, the sound was skipping, which is obviously a travesty because Shatter's soundtrack is the only reason I play the game.
But the gameplay's fun.
The gameplay's fun, but I mean now to this day, I gotta just play.
I want some good tunes. We're shattering. Okay.
And then games take a really long time to load. like initially load. Like Mafia 2 takes not very long here, but at home it took like probably 10 times longer to boot the game. I can only imagine with a game like Grand Theft Auto, which takes like minutes to load anyway, how long it would take on my Slim. So what I fear is that we're gonna, I hope it's an anomaly, but what I fear is that we're gonna have a problem where we're gonna find out the engineering on the Slim is not
Up to stuff.
Yeah, is not what we thought it was. But to answer his question, I would probably just buy a Slim.
I would too, at this point. Jack, you got anything?
No, because I haven't had I'm still working on a launch PS3.
Yeah.
And I haven't had any problems with it. The debug on my desk is literally shakes when
really?
I play it, though.
I didn't know
it
that.
vibrates my cubicle and the cubicle next to me. Every time I play the game, Brian all the time was like, "What are you doing over there?" Like your
Interesting.
monitor's shaking, so I had to move it.
Okay, you should have told me that. When you're done with
I
it,
told you now.
I'll send it in. Mike, you ever had a problem?
Yeah, I actually have a launch 60 gig.
Yep.
Installed a 500 gig hard drive. And then ever since, I've been having problems. Like it says, wrong hard drive. I need to hard restart.
Holy crap, bro.
And then I'll reboot it, and it'll work. But
Interesting.
And the sound skips every now and then. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of crossing my fingers.
Yeah. I haven't had any problems. I'm lucky. But I know a lot of people, not a lot, but enough people have. It's usually a dead Blu-ray drive. That's the main thing I see. People bring that in and say, oh, Blu-ray drive's dead.
Yeah, according to Arthur, watching Arthur Wiki. Anyway, watching Blu-ray movies on your PS3 is a surefire way to kill it faster
Really?
because the disc is constantly spinning, whereas a game discs aren't always spinning because they'll like load stuff and it doesn't have to spin the whole time. So
That's interesting.
yeah, I'm not sure if that's true, but like that's an interesting argument.
Well, definitely wear and tear. I mean, for sure.
Yeah, it would make your drive be working harder than a game does.
Believe it or not, everyone in the room likes football quite a bit.
Yeah, I like the Chargers quite a bit. I don't know,
There
football
you
in
go.
general.
Yeah.
They beat the Jags last week.
Yeah, they
Word.
did. Yeah, beat is a nice word.
The Jags beat themselves.
CP writes in with a question. He says, would you rather give up football for a year or video games?
Football.
I say football easy too.
Yeah, football. I mean, that would suck.
Yeah.
But football is only 4 months a year, so.
Mike's
gaming's 12
Mike's
months.
thinking hard. He's got season tickets to the 49ers. All that money wasted. All the heartbreak you could avoid, though.
Next
Yeah.
question. Next question. I can't do either.
You can't do it? Two babies? Yeah. All right. Hey, Chris has got a question for you and me, Jack.
Really?
Are we ever going to see the wireless SingStar mics come to the U.S.? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
They were saying they were going to have them like this is last year, 2 years ago. They said they were going to have them out or whatever, and they never did. And SingStar has missed the boat. That is a franchise that could have been so cool and just did not pan out.
Yeah, they
the
dropped
way.
the ball on
They
that.
did not get the community. They did not support the store, and now no one really cares. And they're launching it now, SingStar Dance, with move controls, with a bunch of old songs. And it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
Over
But remember when we played with the wireless controllers? Beatles
Wireless
Rock
mics.
Band. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And we had all the wireless instruments and the wireless mics.
There was
and
interference,
There was
yeah.
interference. It's
Yeah.
too much wireless.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with my wired mics.
Yeah, I was playing Truth or Lies the other night, and I opted for a wired one over a wireless because I didn't feel like I thought the batteries were gonna be dead. I haven't really used it since the interference night, which was forever ago, and I was like whatever. And by the way, we are reviewing that, and it's not an intern, Christine Steimer.
Oh, you're not getting it on your gravy train, and then you're gonna have it on. Oh, okay.
Actually, I got tortured. It was actually a mistake for me to buy that or buy it for the office, obviously, because then me and Jim played it after our date, and then on top of that, Christine came back from Japan and got assigned to review it, and I had to play it again with her, and she wanted to play it like in depth. I was like, this game's terrible.
See, so when you played it, why didn't you just turn around and just write it? Just
'Cause
write that review.
it was Saturday. I was busy.
Whatever.
Busy.
I had to get back to Dead Rising. All right. Plus, I really didn't think we were going to end up reviewing it because I don't see how that game's going to score all that high. We are wrapping up. We got 3 questions left, Colin.
Okay.
What do you think about the Dead Rising 2? This is from Joseph2411. What do you think about the Dead Rising 2 DLC being all exclusive for the 360? What was the point in bringing the franchise to the PS3 if it's not getting the same support?
That's a good question.
I think it's BS. Yeah, I really don't. I thought it was fine when it was just K0. Fine. I didn't think K0 ran that well. You know, if you're not going, that was one of the ones where if you didn't get out ahead of the curve, why even worry about it? Like last night, Jim, I gave him a copy of Dead Rising 2 to go home and play co-op with me, and he's like, "Cool." He's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, should I buy K0?" I'm like, no, I just gave you the real game. Why would you want to go buy it? He's like, well, get the experience. I'm like, you're not missing anything.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That game, I would have told him to buy it beforehand when he was asking because he's a huge fan. Sure, but now you have the game. Why? Whatever. But now they have the cool Frank West and Chuck Green chapter coming up soon. That's
Sweet.
PS3.
Yeah.
Are those going to be
360?
timed exclusives? Or are we eventually going to get them? I
I
wonder.
sincerely doubt. I mean, I don't know. Case Zero, I would have said for sure no. Why?
Right.
Why would you get that now after the fact? But maybe the Frank West thing. But then again, like Frank West doesn't mean much, I guess, to PS3 players.
Yeah, well, what surprised me most is that DLC, that K0 DLC, sold like ridiculously well, which I think is actually a really good sign for Capcom that Dead Rising 2 is going to sell really well.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's a good idea, right? I mean, like, hey, here's a $5 a demo basically where you carry all your progress over. Like that. Even with I gave it a 6.5. Like, and I said in there that it was fun and that there was things to do, but the loading sucked and things didn't look that great and yada yada yada.
the loading sucks in the game.
Even if I read that review, it's not that bad.
Dude, like I realized when I was like playing through, like when I was really paying attention, the game installs first of all,
Yeah.
and then it loads, it's constantly
Every time you switch
loading.
areas, it loads. Yeah.
It's just constant, like, or between cutscenes, like even like two different cutscenes back to back, like it loads. Like
Yeah.
that's the one really thing that drags me out of the experience. I'd rather have a huge Grand Theft Auto style 5-minute load time in the beginning, and
Yeah.
then just have the
That'd be
whole,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
Especially because you're in this one contained area. Yeah,
Yeah, but well, whatever. Yeah. They're shoving so many zombies in there too. That's their whole thing.
that's true.
Anyways, anybody else have anything to say? Me
played
and Colin hijacked it. Sorry. Wrapping it up. Nick writes in and says, "Beyond.
Beyond.
For the extra, with the extra with the extra life event getting closer and closer, and Colin's recent campaign to overtake Greg in trophies, would you guys consider doing a 24-hour trophy horror war?"
Ooh.
Here's the thing. Colin and I talked about this before. Unless something miraculous comes through and we get Fallout early, I pretty much plan on my 24 hours being knocking off trophies that I need to get.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
finishing
do too.
platinums. You know what I mean? I'm one away in Jurassic the Hunted. Dead Rising, I'll have a lot of little stuff to probably still do by that point and kill the 70,000 zombies I need to. That's what would be my plan. I would say, sure, why not? But the problem is that you've already committed to doing Mark Ryan or fighting Mark Ryan 100 times. There's
Wow.
anyone want to clip that one out and post it? You're welcome. Playing Mark Ryan 100 times in things.
Yeah,
So
I'm
right
gonna
there,
do
that's
that, but that won't take long. I mean, whatever. And yeah, and I got like people that donate more than $25 to me or $25 or more. I can pick a game that I'll mess with for like a half an hour.
Yeah.
So I have a little list of that, but I intend, that's between Mark Ryan and those games. That's really only like maybe 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna start knocking off a lot of other games. I'm gonna stick with a lot of PSN games that I have that I like, Critter Crunch, and games that I really have, Digger HD and.
Yeah.
Certain other games wherever that I need trophies in still, because I want to kind of clean up my list like Jack was referring to earlier. I don't know how many retail games I'm really going to be playing.
I'm going to play a bunch. That's my plan. Haymar writes in with one final extra life question.
Okay.
He says, Colin,
Yes.
will you play Naughty Bear?
I already played it for several hours. I mean, there's a good chance, actually, because I don't hate that game.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that it runs at 5 frames a second, but I like the idea. So
Okay. Remember, if you want to be part of Extra Life, which is a 24-hour gaming-a-thon, similar to a walk-a-thon, we have a whole bunch of IGN editors participating. You can come donate money at tinyurl.com/extraIGN. You can also join us there. So if you have no money and you just want to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network, you can come join up. Join Team IGN. We'll have a mass force. We'll dominate everyone in donations. It'll be a great time.
yeah, it's for a good cause.
Jack refused to do it. He hates children.
Yeah, my friends are getting married that day. And
Good for you.
I might actually go sign up anyway because we got Pokemon in the office, and I think I could probably sneak playing Pokemon during the ceremony
There you go.
and reception.
There you go. Look at that. The reception.
Just the whole
Dance with
time.
us. No.
No.
Go away.
No, you're looking great. This is really cute. Jason Mraz is your song. That's really original. Good job.
I hope they don't listen to this podcast.
No, they don't.
No.
They're gonna be mad at me if they do.
PSN hit of the week, we've already said, is Mike Mitchell himself.
Yeah, Mike, say your information again, if you will.
My PSN is MJM_007.
PSN hit confirm.
And also, can people find you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm at Mike J Mitchell,
Okay.
and on the Facebooks as well.
All right. You can find us all in there. I'm at Game Over Greggy. You follow at IGN as well. All I post about is PlayStation stuff, though, and Beyond stuff. Colin is at No Taxation.
Yeah,
he finally broke,
I
ladies
broke my
and gentlemen.
silence.
How long what did it take? It took 1,000 followers?
Yeah,
or
almost 1,000 followers, and then I started doing it. Yeah, I was at like 972 or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I post like, whatever. It's like my personal account. So I mean, I post video game things, and I retweet a lot of political stuff, and that's basically it. So I
You can get on Facebook still.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook. I'm still on Facebook. Not maybe half as active as I used to be, but I'm still pretty active on Facebook. And you can read on my Twitter today, I retweeted a story from Drudge Report about a man in Michigan who got arrested for attacking his pet parrot. So
Adorable.
So you can go read that particular. He strangled it, apparently.
Damn.
And it was limping on the ground.
Oh,
Char-
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
that's really sad. You're like grinning from ear to ear as you recount this tale.
It's so funny because it's so funny. 'cause-
Animal abuse.
Oh, it's the good stuff.
Jack, you're on the Twitters.
Yeah, Jack outside box.
Yeah, that one screwed me up. Somebody asked me, I said you were Jack outside the box.
No,
And then it
yeah,
was not
that's
you.
too many
and that was,
characters.
yeah, it was like along, no.
Yeah, yep.
We're also all on my IGN. You should join that. It's IGN's new blogging social networking system. With it's similar to Twitter, and we're all friends there, and we share games and stuff.
It's super cool and it works.
Sometimes, most time, it's in beta. It'll be better. Time to blow off some dust here, Colin.
Yeah.
Blow it off. There you go. Thanks. Brand new special segment, Liar. Apparently, we both lied last show, and someone's
What?
called
Oh
us out on it.
yeah, we did lie.
You said that you couldn't transfer saves for like a Final Fantasy PSN or PS1 Classic
Right.
from PS3 to PSP. You can. So go have fun, go play your games, transfer them around using a computer and such.
I lied.
And then I misspoke more than anything, but Swayze Train rode in to yell at me and say, let's get this straight. You traded in WWF No Mercy for WWF Attitude? Tell me you meant SmackDown. As a fellow fellow fan of wrestling games and wrestling games, I find it hard to believe you could passively give in to one of the best games, give in one of the best for one of the worst. He's correct. I did trade in No Mercy for WWF SmackDown.
Okay.
I know you're enthralled by your face there.
Oh yeah, this is the
pounded
good
everything.
stuff.
We got a couple free things too. Alex S wrote in with free God of War demos if you want that. You can get it at 3453J3BBDPPK. Next one's JAGN3FB5 Final one PM6325BQCTH8. So that's God of War Ghost of Sparta demos.
Those are all gone already. I took them all.
Oh, damn it, dude.
Yep.
What else, Mike? How was the show? Did we do okay? I like to. I think we did a slow burn.
Yeah.
I was very down in the beginning, and then we got all crazy,
Mhm.
and now we're back down. I think it's been a long one too. We've done a long show.
It crescendoed.
Yeah, it sounds good to
Did
me.
it live up to everything you wanted out of a podcast Beyond?
Not quite.
What'd
There's
you
no
want?
drinking.
No Clements? Is that the problem?
Yeah, man, I miss Ryan, honestly.
No, okay.
I can try to sing
Hillary.
if you want, but
Oh,
I'm not
please.
sure.
Please.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
going to happen.
What you got?
Rap
I
that song.
Rap that song. Which one?
The last one, the
Twister.
fastest world ever.
Get low.
Twister.
Twista? I can't do Twista.
Oh.
That's the whole problem.
You can do it at half speed if you want.
I actually don't even know the words.
Well, luckily, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Podcast Beyond, episode 154, and we do have a song to play us out. Remember, if you want to send in a song or a question for the show, beyond@ign.com. Just like Lucas Anderson did, his band Hit Reset sent in a song called Noob. It's a little punky. I like it. It's crazy. It's something Clements would never play, so we got that going for us. If you like it, you can follow them at myspace.com/we are Hit Reset. Beyond!
Beyond.
Beyond.
Get a job, or you better go to school, but you can live out. That's our plan for you. You're not in high school anymore. Your name's not play your floor. You're never gonna be the best at what you do. I don't really care what you say. No one's gonna take my dreams away. I'm gonna pick up my guitar and play. I'll never be Lee. I'll never be uber cool. Might never have a level 80. You'll never be the smartest boy in school. Never have a high score. I'll never hold. My friends keep me rolling me. Someone blow me up. Just give up. That's a stupid news. You got booted. You may not seem to do. This isn't Sega anymore. You got the lowest gamer score. You're never gonna be the best at what you do. I don't really care what you say. No one's gonna take my dreams away. I'm gonna pick up my control and play. I'll never be Lee. I'll never be uber cool. I never have a level 80. I'll never be the smartest one in school. Never have a high score. I'll never hold. Someone else please stand for me. Someone call me up.
all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.